Buenas tardes, en nombre de Suprema Qualitas les doy la más cordial bienvenida a esta charla virtual Alcanzando Resultados. Esta charla virtual forma parte del conjunto de actividades que complementan el Tour de la Calidad 2011 conmemorativo al Mes de la Calidad. Otros servicios de excelencia del negocio son gestión efectiva del cambio, desarrollo de planes de acción, desarrollo de equipos, desarrollo de gerencia efectiva y gestión de la cadena de suministro. Para adquirir mayor información respecto a cualquiera de estos tópicos, puede hacerlo a través de cualquiera de los contactos que aparecen en pantalla. El instructor de esta charla virtual es Wayne Johnson. Wayne Johnson tiene una licenciatura de Ciencias en Gestión Técnica, especializado en gestión de operaciones. Es un administrador experimentado en gestión de la producción, gestión de proyectos y gestión de la calidad. Tiene amplia experiencia en análisis de procesos y análisis de causa raíz, con experiencia en formación y desarrollo. Ha desarrollado planificación organizativa y estratégica, tanto en el sector gobierno como privado. El señor Johnson ha proporcionado la gestión de proveedores y desarrollo de procesos logísticos, ha escrito manuales de procedimientos para la Organización Internacional de Normalización ISO, para certificación de fabricantes de cables, empresas textiles y para fabricantes de rodamientos. Ha sido presentador clave de la sección 1128 de la ASQ, organizando diversos eventos en normas de calidad para dicha sección. Es también miembro del PMI. Les dejo con el instructor de esta charla virtual, Wayne Johnson. Gracias por su atención.
Good afternoon and welcome to Striving for Results. It's a management tool for businesses to be successful. We want to focus on proper management. Proper management is the ability to manage employees as well as product or service. Traits of a manager. Managers need to be self-motivated. They need to be able to focus on getting their employees to perform the work that needs to be done. They also need to be able to be motivated in themselves so that when tasks are assigned, they will be completed on time and on schedule. They need to be a team player. They need to be able to work with employees in order to fulfill the orders and provide the services that the company expects. They need to be able to work with employees in demonstrating how tasks need to be done. They need to understand conflict resolution. If there is a conflict either with an employee, a product, or a customer, they need to understand how to resolve it. In resolving it, we are providing a service back to our customer because in the end result, they are getting the product or service that they desire. They need to understand the industry. Industry knowledge is very important to a manager because they are the drivers of the product or service. They are directing the employees on what is expected in the industry or what is expected of the product when it is delivered to the end user. They need to be dependable. If they're late all the time, how is work being done? How are they managing their employees and how are they setting the example? They need to be dependable in getting the tasks done as well. Dependability is a big issue with management because if they're not dependable, employees begin to lose faith in their managing abilities. Then our products begin to falter and we begin to lose our customers. They need to have leadership. Leading is being able to take your employees and guide them or trust your employees to follow you where you need to be. When we look at this, leadership is actually a trait. It is difficult to demand people to follow because they will only do so half-heartedly or not to their complete ability. If they want to follow and you have a good leader, then you are striving for success. You are on your way to completing what your goal has established as an outcome. You want them to be dedicated to the company and to the employees as well as upper management. When they are dedicated to being able to provide the service or being able to provide the knowledge of what you're building or the production that you're running, then you know that you're going to get the end result that your customers are striving to see. Goals of management. You want to keep goals specific. You do not want them to be unclear or ambiguous. You want them to be clear and concise. We want an employee to understand what is expected of them, and you cannot do that if they do not understand what your intentions truly are. If you have a goal, make it known. Do not tell only half of the goal and then set some other planning measure that they do not understand, because then your product or your service is not going to be done the way you expect. But your employees cannot be faulted because they did not know. They need to know what is expected. They need to know when it should be done. You want them to understand at what point they have to have a project or a service completed for the end user. You want progress easily measured. If we have progress that's easily measured, we are moving forward and we can tell when it'll be done, if there are lags in the efficiency, if there are lead time failures, such as product not arriving on time, or if we're having problems in the supply chain. Vendors need to understand that they are in partnership with the business because they are supplying the materials. If they do not understand this, and they continuously deliver late, the company is affected, but so are they, because in the long run, they're going to lose you as a customer. They are striving for customer satisfaction and success as much as the company is striving for customer satisfaction and success. Tools of management. One tool of management is understanding that you do not want to make promises that cannot be delivered. If you make a promise and tell a customer that they will have their product in 3 weeks, you need to ensure that that product arrives in 3 weeks. If you make that promise of 3 weeks and the customer does not receive the product in 3 weeks, chances are they are not going to return to your company in order to get their next order. We want to delegate tasks. Managers need to understand that they can delegate tasks to those employees that can fulfill the desire or the goal of the company. We need to be able to create tasks. Creating tasks are not simple, but they are effective. We want to understand the milestones that need to be met. At which point are we overcoming our hurdles in our product or service? Is the customer getting what they want or what they need? Managers need to have an open door policy. Employees need to be able to come in and ask managers what can be done to rectify a problem or what can be done in order to help them be successful in assisting the company with its goals. We want to do things right the first time. Doing things right the first time saves the company many problems in the long run, and it also saves it money. If a quality issue arises, then we want to be able to fix that issue immediately. But we also want to focus, if we had done it right, we would not have a quality issue. And if we had done it right, we would have saved the company money, because having to redo it does not make it out the door, but it does cost more money in the long run because we have idle time. We want to remain organized. We want to have our employees in place. We want to make sure that the tools that they need to complete the job are in place, and we want to be able to find those tools and make them readily available. We want a clear-cut plan. That plan is what drives our company. If the plan is understood and it is clear, then our employees are able to follow the plan and businesses will be successful in the long run. Managing our employees is also important. We want to build employee relations because our employees are what make us money. We do not want to play favorites because that can cause hostilities in other employees. When we show favoritism, many times our other employees will begin to see it and they will begin to lag in their work performance or create hostilities that will be seen in our product or service. We need to give credit where credit is due. If an employee does something, our manager should not be taking the credit for the work that was done. We want to make sure that our employees understand that when they do something that's beneficial to the company, they will be recognized for their efforts. In the long run, this means that our employees will actually be able to see what accomplishments they're making, and they'll want to continue to strive for more accomplishments. We do not want to micromanage. We do not want to stand over our employees and dictate the work that they're doing. We do not want to stand over our employees and tell them that we want this done in a certain time, or we do not want to stand over them and dictate what they're doing. Micromanagement only creates problems, and it only slows production, and it only slows services. We never want to discuss employee matters. If an employee tells us something in confidence, it should never go anywhere else other than another manager if necessary. But if the problem can be resolved by the manager that's told, that is where it should stay. When you confide in a person and that trust is broken, many times employees will never address the issues again. If there is a problem, they will hold it. In the long run, it can cause problems for the business. We do not want to interfere with employee work. Employees are there to do a job and either get a service done or get a product out the door. If we consistently interfere with that, then our work is not getting out the door and our customers are not being served. This, in the long run, will cost the company more money. We do not want to set unreasonable deadlines. Unreasonable deadlines can create hostility in our employees because they feel like they are being pressed to do something that they know is unachievable. When we set deadlines, we want them to be measurable, but also we want them to be attainable. If an employee sees that they can accomplish a goal in a certain amount of time, and that goal is reasonable, they will press themselves to meet either the goal or to beat the goal. We want to provide navigation. If we give good direction and we give good instruction, our employees are that much more efficient. If they are more efficient, then we are saving money. If we're saving money, we have higher profits. We want to recognize change. We do not want to fight change. Change is important in a business. As we change, we're going to see improvements. With improvement, we see profit. We want to identify positive and negative and maximize it. In other words, if we see a negative aspect to what we're doing, we need to maximize the efforts in driving that negative out. If we see a positive, we want to maximize the positive to increase profit or to increase the outcome. We need to adapt quickly. Change is not going to wait. Competitors, when they make their changes, are not waiting for the other company to get their changes in place before they make theirs. They are trying to beat the competitor and be that much better. That is an external factor. We want to understand what our competitors are doing. We want to understand what is coming out the door of our competitors that we should be doing better. Our customers are coming to us because they have faith in our ability to provide a service or a product that they have come to know. We want to brand our products. We want them to see that they are able to buy our products or service and get something that is worth coming back for. Oversight of the supervisor. Supervisors need to be watched as much as our employees because they are providing the direction to our employees to get our customers their service or their product. Managing management. They need to be held accountable. If they provide the wrong direction to an employee or do not pass information that needs to be given to an employee, we need to hold them accountable for that. We need to set clear expectations. What is expected of our managers as they direct our employees to a successful goal? If we are only directing them to tell the employees what needs to be done, it is not effective in gaining our profits. We want to measure performance. We want to see how well they are directing the employees. We want to see how well they are leading to success and leading the company to its goals. Their goals are measurable, as is the company's goals. We want to see how well they deal with employees. If they always approach an employee in a hostile manner, to which the employee storms away but never gets the work done, that's not effective. We need to find out what the cultural interactions truly are. Employees will form a culture of their own. It happens. Businesses around the world are beginning to realize this, and they're seeing the benefit. We need to listen to their methods. If their methodology does not comply with that of the company, or their methodology is more difficult to deal with for the employee, we need to know this. We need to know how to resolve and how their methods are being received by the employees as well as by our customers. The manager should have a vision of their own. They should have a short-term goal and a long-term goal that is compliant to the company's goals. These should be shared with the employees as well as upper management. If the goal of the manager is to have the product out by a certain date, but the goal of the company has a further reaching date, then they need to share that with upper management to demonstrate that they are willing to make this goal. They need to share core beliefs. Are their core beliefs equal to that of the company? That should be shared with employees as well. We need to share the values. The company has values. The company has a mission and vision. These should all be shared with our employees. And we need to make sure that between upper management, and our employees, everything agrees and everyone is in understanding of what is expected. What work is being requested? Well, we need to know these things. The work assigned fits what is being requested. We need to standardize the flow of these requests. Does the same person constantly get these requests to filter them down to the floor in order to get the product out or the service out? We need to know who understands the process. Those people should always be involved in what we're doing. The value of a proposed project to the organization should be well known and well established. If it is going to be at a loss, then we need to know this. But did we accept the risk and take the project anyway? We need to know our costs. What costs support our organization? We have short-term costs, long-term costs, as well as period costs and product costs. What will it take to do it right? What people need to be in place in order to make it more effective? Who has to be involved? We look at our executives. Our executives are the top of the chain. Executives need to be engaged with our employees as well as our managers. They need to assert leadership. If they have the ability to lead the company to success, we need to listen. They need to be able to make decisions that are understandable. If they make a decision in moving forward with a product, we need to make sure that we trust them enough to make that decision. We need to align IT with business so that we can receive our orders as well as produce online as much as we're doing face-to-face. We want to ask questions. Asking questions will give us the answers we need to be successful. If there's an assumption, we need to know why that assumption exists and how it's going to be beneficial to the business and to the profit. We need to troubleshoot anything that we think is wrong. If there's a problem that arises that we know can be fixed, we need to know how it arose and how we can prevent it from ever occurring in the long run or in the future of the company itself. We need to understand new technology. We need to understand that this means change management is going to be required to get these new technologies in place and allow the business to function more effectively. Executives need to steer the process. They also need to back the projects that are assigned. If a new project is introduced, executives need to be aware that they should not be surprised when they see it on the floor. This will affect employee morale. We need to hold our IT leaders accountable. They are as much in the know as to what the company's doing as the rest of the executive management. The production meeting. A very effective tool of management is the production meeting. We see a lot of information flow in and out at a production meeting. It is a tool that can always be used in the industry. When we look at performance of the business, we want to make sure that we're doing a high performance business and not a low. If we're doing low performance business, then our expenses are going to exceed our profits. And in the long run, we're going to lose our business. We want a strong commitment from our employees and our staff as to what we are doing. We want to see the team, company address problems and not just an individual. We want to share the strategies. We want people to put in input so that they understand what can come out in the long run to better the company. We want to communicate equally and not just through a department. We want initiative. We want to show that our employees can actually drive the product or service to better the industry or better our company. Take the initiative, and we want to see that we're getting something better in the long run. The work organization. We want to be able to organize the work for the week not day by day. We want to make sure that our product or service is understood for the week, because our employees will be able to grasp the outcome that is desired in a better fashion. We want to clarify what we want from each person's perspective. What is said is not always understood. We need to ensure that our employees understand what we are striving to accomplish. We want to share and build on ideas. If we share and build on the ideas that individuals have, then maybe we can provide something to our customers that will be that much more desired by our customers. We want to follow up with facilitators. Our facilitators are our managers. If we hand them a project, they are going to facilitate that project to its end. And we want to require feedback. Feedback is what is going to tell us if we're being successful or if we're failing. In that feedback, we want to make sure that we're getting the desired outcome that is being sought by the company. The operation overview. We want to realize what product issues are being developed. If we have issues with a product, we need to be able to fix it. If we have employee issues, we need to address those as well. Employees that come to work and are depressed or dealing with something can sometimes affect what our product or service outcome is going to be, and then our customers begin to see it. We want to ensure that we can assist our employees in dealing with these issues. Equipment issues are important as well. If we have equipment failure, then we are not getting our product out the door, or we are not getting our service to our customers. If we have throughput issues, then the next step in our product development or in our service development is not being completed. Output issues means that our customer is not getting their product at all. If we have material issues, this addresses supply chain and our vendors. We want to make sure that our vendors understand that having our materials in place in time gives them profit as well as makes us profit. We want our vendors to understand that they are in connection to the business itself. Without them, we cannot succeed. But without us, they do not make their profit either. The operation review is very important because we want to know what the operation is doing. We want to see what is being done on the floor or what is being done in our service industry. If incidents are occurring and they are at a regular number, we need to figure out how to fix that. We need to address the issues that may be arising because of these incidents. We want to maintain production logs. We want to see if there is fluctuation in the products that we are making. This also counts for our services. If we have a flux in customers as far as the service industry, we want to know why. We want to know where it originates. We want to maintain customer complaints. Our customers are the ones buying the product. If they're not satisfied, we need to understand why, and we need to address the issue. We want to ensure that our customer understands that we are there to provide our service or our product to them, the end user. Suggestions and recommendations are important to the business as well. We want anyone that has a direct input on our product or our service to make suggestions or recommendations as to making the product better. In the long run, if we make the product better or our service better, then we are going to capture a larger customer base. With a larger customer base, our profits will increase without much effort. We want to maintain maintenance logs. We want to see what equipment is being fixed and how often. If a product is being worked on continuously, we should consider replacing it if it's costing us more money than the replacement cost would end up being. We also want quality reports. If we have a lot of failures in the production floor, or if we have a lot of returns in our service, then we need to know this through our quality reports and fix it. When we rectify this problem, we are better able to see where problems are arising and how we can prevent them. Preventing problems saves the company money in the long run. The management review. Management review comes from our ISO and our Lean Six Sigma certifications. This is where we get our feedback in order to determine if our system in place is working. We want to audit each step in the process to ensure that the work or the system is working that is in place. Audits will tell us where we're going wrong, but also where we're going right. We want customer feedback. Customer feedback is going to allow us to understand what is expected of the company as a whole. Process performance is going to tell us how well our product or our service is being received and how well we're building it and saving money. Corrective preventive action status. If we are continuously improving our business, then our corrective actions should be put in place to not only be internal but external as well. Our preventive actions are going to correlate with our corrective actions because we are going to see what needs to be fixed and how well we can do it. The quality management system needs to be aligned with the business itself. The QMS is the main book of the ISO product that we put in place. Once we have that certification, we have to maintain the certification. Management reviews make that possible because we meet what is required of the certification. We want to take improvement recommendations seriously. We want everyone to understand that they need to be discussing the same thing. We want everyone to understand that it is vitally important for the business to make continuous improvements. Turning ideas into profit. The goal of the company is to be profitable, not just spend money. We have to match risk with our profit. If we are not willing to take a risk, then we are not willing to make a profit. If we are only seeking easy money, then we don't want to invest in risks. But we have to understand that risk management is very important as well. Profit is money, and it remains after our expenses. So we take our revenue, take out our expenses, and we have profit. Risk is the amount of time or money that is lost in a non-profitable venture. There are times that businesses will accept a new venture to enter into that looks like it'll be profitable, but in the long run turns out not to be profitable, and we take the loss. We want to avoid those as much as possible. So it is important that when these concepts arise, we make the most of them and make sure that we are going to turn a profit in their development. Who gains with the profits made? Gains are made from company sales and investments. If you invest in something, make sure that it's going to provide you something in return. not a loss. We want to buy low and sell high, but we do not want to sell so high that our product is not desirable from our customers if they can get it someplace else for a cheaper cost. We have to be competitive and set a balance in our cost, but we want that gap between low and high to be marginable. We want it to be so that we are going to see a profit made. We want to listen to our employees. They are the ones developing our product and service and delivering it to our customers. Their voice is from the customer. If they have designed something or they have built something for the company and it has gone out the door and they've gotten feedback because one of their friends is using it, listen to that. That may make a difference in improving that product or service and attaining more customers. Customers means profit. Ideas and concepts are always being developed. People have ideas all the time. Sometimes they are good, sometimes they are not. If we have something that looks like it'll be beneficial, we should look into it. See about developing it. Will the concept be profitable? How long will it take us to develop it? We also want to know how many people are involved or would need to be involved in order to build this new idea or concept, and with this many employees being involved, is it still profitable? We do have to pay them at some point for developing this product. We want to know who's going to be held accountable. Who's going to manage the product or service that's under development? We need to know who the best person or best group or best team is to develop the design of the concept. What employees are going to be assigned? Well, they should be diverse and they should have an understanding of what is expected of the goal of the product itself or the service. We need to identify what is being developed and what the concept should look like in the end. We need to coordinate with these groups in order to facilitate what is expected as well as what the end product should be like when we deliver it. And we need to compensate these employees so that they can better understand what is expected of them, and if they are well compensated, they will actually bring a faster turnaround time to the product itself. Ideas and concepts is also taking action, aligning it, and enabling it so that we can get our product or service into the hands of our customers at a better rate. We want to turn strategic priority issues into assigned measurable action. What this means is, if we have something that is designed, we want to be able to put it into production or into the service and get it to our customers. But we also need to understand how it's going to be measured for profit and how it's going to be measured on the company itself. We want to condense large ideas into smaller ones. There was a term many years ago that I heard: you do not eat an elephant all at once, you do it one bite at a time. And that's important because we want to understand that if we set small measurable ideas into place, we can actually perform at a much faster strategic rate that is better for the organization. We want to be able to note the progress and the deployment. When did it start? How much has been completed in each turn of the day or each hour? We want to know these things because that is how we measure the profitability of a project or a new service. If it takes longer to make and more money given to the employees on their hourly rate or on their monthly salary, then it is not beneficial to the organization to continue making that product or delivering that service. We want to see what level of action is performed and what that cost measures to be for the organization. Our net gain is very important in our profit margin. And we also want to know the critical skills that will be needed in order to produce this product or service for our customers. We want to use the department planning. In our team environment, those that work in the department understand what is needed as well as what can be developed in a short turnaround time. The department has resources of staff, equipment, specialization and training, as well as team participation. If the department works well together, either as a group or individually, we want to take advantage of that. We want to understand how well the team environment will produce the end product or service so that we can see how well the profit will turn around. We want this to occur in a method or in a way that is going to be beneficial to the organization. Marketing matters. Marketing matters can be taken in two different aspects. We look at it as the matters of marketing, but we also look at it as marketing really matters to how we get our message out. Marketing is the process of gaining the attention of potential customers and clients in order to have them purchase the products or services that our organization is offering. And the key phrase is process. It is the process of gaining. We want to make sure that that's delivered correctly to the customer because we want them to understand what we are offering them and how it will benefit either their needs or their wants. We have to understand who our target buyers are, and we need to market to those buyers. What is unique about how we deliver our message to our customers? What position in the market do we actually have? And what position do we need to make in order to get to our target audience that's going to be buying our product? Where we implement the marketing depends on cost and how many people are going to turn around and buy our product or service. So where we put our information or where we market is just as important as how we deliver the message. When we make our plans for marketing, we want to make sure that our customers are going to understand what product or service we're delivering to them. They need to see how it's going to benefit them in the long run. We also need to understand how much sales and spending as well as profits we are going to achieve. If we spend more than our sales are actually going to provide to us in our end profit, then it is not well advised to take those marketing plans and make them in that fashion. We have to augment in order to find the best profit margin that we can attain. Marketing situation analysis. When we look at marketing, we want to know what materials we are getting and what our product is going to be in the long run. If we're offering the product, then we have to make sure that we have the materials available. We have to see what channels of receiving are most beneficial to the end product. And we need to see what channels of distribution are most beneficial to our customers, but also to the organization. We do not want to spend more receiving our product and distributing our product than we are making on our product. Now, this holds true for service as well, even though service does not have to distribute as far or to as many other organizations as what our organization must do in production. The competing environment is also important. We do not want to spend a great deal of money in marketing our product if our competitor is already doing that with their product. We do not want to take the loss. We need to know what the status of our product is and how it is being viewed by our customers and by our end users. We do this because we want to make sure that as we continue to develop this product, we are going to have a profit in the end. The analysis of the marketing issues is also important. We need to identify the major external opportunities or the opportunities that are available to us from external sources. But our minor external opportunities are just as important because our customers see where there is availability, and maybe this minor opportunity will become a major opportunity several months down the road. We want to identify threats. Obviously, our competitors are threatening our selling of our product because they are going to try to match it as well as match the price. We have to keep our production or our service costs low enough to entice our customers to continue to buy our product. We have to identify internal opportunities, such as employees that have ideas for improving our product that will make it that much more enticing for our customers to use. We want them to understand that the availability of these actions are something that is desirable for the company. We want to identify internal threats. This can be employees that are working slow. This can be also equipment that continues to break down. But it can be as small as what happens in the lag time from getting our product from one department to the next. These are all internal threats. And we need to identify those key issues in order to improve on them and fix them. We want our product and service being attained by our customers in a timely fashion that we see the profits help our company grow. Goals and objectives in marketing. Our company has a mission and a vision. Those should be very well defined as well to our customers, so much as it is in the industry itself. When our customers understand what our mission and vision are, they understand what we are trying to do for them as a customer. If the vision of the company is to provide the best product possible to a customer and to attain feedback from that customer to make it more desirable to them, then they are going to come to us to buy that product. We want to know what the major company goals are. Now, we have to understand that the minor company goals are there as well and should not be ignored, but the major company goals are that much more observant by our customers. Department and company objectives should be well defined. We want our customers as well as our employees to understand what our objectives are. If the objective is to provide a service or a product that a customer can use for a lifetime, then that is what we should be doing. Not providing a service or a product that will not function for the term that we are setting. We need financial objectives. We need marketing objectives. In the marketing objectives, we know that we're trying to get word to the customer so that they will buy our product. But we are also trying to get word to our competition that we are going to provide a product that they cannot match. Or if they do match it, we're just going to improve on it and do that much better. We want to continuously improve our products so that our customers know we are building or providing for them. Thank you for attending. I do appreciate it. If you have any questions, please contact the office. You can contact Giselle, and she will make any of the arrangements. We also have longer presentations and more services that are available. Have a nice day. Thank you.